The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, partially transcribed, by the Kraft Foods Company. And Kraft, you know, makes the famous pasteurized processed cheese food Velveeta. Velveeta has a wonderful cheddar cheese flavor that's rich yet delightfully mild. It's delicious, and it's the finest quality cheese food you can buy because it's made by Kraft, the name that for years has meant only the finest in cheese and cheese foods. Get a package or loaf of Velveeta tomorrow and enjoy the cheese food of top quality, Velveeta, made only by Kraft. Perhaps the three most important things in the life of the great Gildersleeve are his fine little family, his respected position as Water Commissioner of Summerfield, and the high office of President of the Jolly Boys Club, which, by the way, is holding its annual election tonight.
I can hardly wait for the Jolly Boys meeting this evening. Should I step down as president and pass the reins to other hands? No. It's fun to be reelected, and it's so popular these days. Right, George, Mr. President, what you need is one of Peavy's good cigars. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this afternoon?
Give me a good cigar. One of those El Presidentes.
Very well.
It's election night at the Jolly Boys Club, you know.
Yes, I know. Under the circumstances, don't you want to take along a handful of cigars, Mr. President?
Why?
Well, I imagine you want to be reelected.
Peavy, I don't want to have to buy my jokes. There's no question about my being reelected.
You don't say.
Of course, I have asked myself if I shouldn't step down and let someone else have the honor.
But you decided against that.
Well, yes. I've been a very popular president. You, Chief Gates, Floyd, and the judge are all my friends.
Yes.
We've got a fine club, Peavy.
I think so.
In the past year, we've had a lot of fun together. There's no reason why I shouldn't be reelected.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Peavy.
The judge posed an interesting question this afternoon.
You?
He wanted to know what you've done as president.
What I've done? What a sneaky thing to bring up.
Well, I couldn't answer him either.
What is there for the president to do, except lead the songs and clean up after the meetings?
Well, the judge seemed to think that an organization should do something besides just make a lot of noise.
He did.
He thinks the club should do something worthwhile.
Yeah, the old goat. I can see through him. He's just trying to get himself elected.
That could be. He bought a handful of cigars and he doesn't smoke.
Dirty fool. Give me a box of cigars, Peavy. I'll make him smoke.
Very well.
Peavy, you're not interested in being president, are you?
No, I'd rather just sell the cigars.
I wonder what old Judge Hooker's scheme is. Well, it's a cinch it'll take more than cigars to win this election.
Oh, hello, Unky.
Hello, Marjorie. Bronco.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Unky, I just took a phone call for you.
You did?
Uh-huh, it was Judge Hooker.
What did he want?
Well, when you go to the Jolly Boys meeting, he wanted you to be sure to bring the gavel.
You gavel-happy lawyer. Well, I'll take it. But he isn't going to get his hands on it.
Was something wrong between you and the judge, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Nothing wrong with me, Bronco. I just don't like pushy people who always want to be at the head of things.
Oh, I get it. This is the night the Jolly Boys elect a new president.
Well, it's election night, all right.
Are you getting worried, Unky?
Me? Not at all. I can see the judge coming up to the meeting with some trick idea to get himself elected. He always gets on these improvement kicks. He isn't the only one who can use his head.
Oh? What did you have in mind, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, I'll think of something to top the judge. The thing to do now is have an early dinner and get down there. Bertie!
Good evening, Mr.
Bertie, could we have dinner a little early?
It's all ready. We're just waiting for Leroy.
Oh, where is that boy?
He hasn't come home from football practice.
Oh, my goodness.
Of course, if you're in a hurry, we can start.
No, we'll wait.
Unky wants to get to the Jolly Boys early, Bertie. There's an election.
There is?
Give Mr. Gildersleeve some brain food this evening, Bertie. He has to outsmart the judge.
Bronco, you make it sound as though the judge and I are feuding.
Well?
Granted, there's a friendly rivalry for the presidency of the club, but it's no more than that. Remember the Jolly Boys motto? All for one and one for all. Let's eat, Bertie.
Yes, sir. I know you want to get out of that club where it's all for one and one for all. Of course, on election night, I guess it's every man for himself.
No, Bertie.
Yes, sir, the Jolly Boys Club is all for one and one for all except on election night, and then it's every man for himself.
Yeah, all right,
Mr.
Bertie.
Gildersleeve, you know when it's all for one and one for all at the Jolly Boys?
Yes,
That's
Bertie.
right, on election night. Then it's every man for himself.
Yes.
Gee, I wish there was some way I could help you tonight, Unky.
Well, all I need is some constructive idea the Jolly Boys will go for.
Hi, everybody. Dinner ready?
Leroy, dinner's been ready for some time. Put it on, Bertie.
You better wash, Leroy.
I showered at the gym. How can a guy get dirty in 3 blocks?
Yeah, all right. Let's everybody sit down.
Hike! 1, 2, 3, hike!
Leroy, stop stiff-arming the chairs.
Okay.
Pass up, everybody. Hot dishes.
Smells good, Bertie.
Yes, sir.
I got the parquet. Put the hot biscuits by me, Bertie. I want to show Unc how to pass a football.
Don't you go kicking my hot biscuits around, Leroy.
Leroy, let's forget football. And why were you so late this evening?
Well, after scrimmage, we had a meeting, Unc. Our coach figures we can improve.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
We get together for group criticism.
Group criticism?
Yeah, boy, is it keen. Tonight we worked on tackling. We take turns tackling, and the other guys on the team point out the mistakes.
I don't see any bruises, Leroy.
Heck no, I was busy pointing out mistakes.
Oh, my goodness.
Pays off, Unc. I bet we don't lose a game. Like the coach says, no team is better than the individual players. Self-improvement, that's the key. Self-improvement, cooperation, teamwork.
Say, that sounds pretty good.
You must have a smart coach, Leroy.
I'm telling you, he's sharp. That's why he's keeping us late after practice. We watch the plays, and if we see a guy do something wrong, we tell him.
Well, don't some of the players resent that, Leroy?
Well, Coach says that any man who can't take criticism can get off the team. But if you can take criticism, you'll be a better man because of it.
Honest criticism. Self-improvement.
Unky, Leroy may have an idea you can use with the Jolly Boys.
Yeah, I'm way ahead of you, Marjorie. Leroy, I have to get to the meeting. Pass the biscuits.
Sure.
Not through the air. Well, looks like everybody's getting here early.
Come on up, Gildy. We're waiting.
The old judge. I bet he brought his dinner.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, Peavy. Hi, fellows.
Well, here comes the incumbent now.
Hello, Chief.
Did you say incumbent or incompetent?
Now, Floyd.
Just kidding, Commish.
Say, it's a little cloudy up here.
Yes, we're all smoking cigars.
Compliment to the judge.
Yeah, I know, Peavy.
Well, shall we get this important meeting underway now that our tardy president is here?
Judge, I'm not tardy.
Well, obviously I wasn't. I've been here for an hour and a half. I brought my dinner.
He's after me, all right.
I'm very anxious to present the members with an idea I have for the betterment of the club.
We all have ideas, Judge. At least I do.
The heck with that unimportant stuff. Let's get around the piano and sing a song.
Yes, let's sing something with a good bass. Ho, ho, ho.
Well, as quartet leader and club president, I suggest we sing Hail to the Chief.
Oh, why don't we sing something like Harvest Moon?
Harvest Moon?
Well, let's make up our minds, man.
Yeah, let's sing and think about it later.
There is a tavern in the town.
No, Pete. Let's try something new. The club has to be more progressive than in the past.
You don't say.
Hey, here's a modern little number from 1910. By the light of the silvery moon.
Well, it's not new, but it's good. Give us the chord, Floyd.
Take it, gang.
By the light of the silvery moon, I want to spoon, to my honey I'll croon love's tune. Honeymoon, 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 keep a shining in June. Your silvery beams will bring love's dreams. We'll be cuddling soon by the silvery, by the silvery moon.
You know, Gage, that was beautiful.
Great, Chief. Let's sing another one.
Yeah, no, Floyd, fellows. This is a business meeting. There's an election tonight.
Okay, let's elect the president and get back to singing.
Yes, Gildy, rap your gavel. And before the nominations, I'd like to have the floor for about half an hour.
Judge, there'll be no filibustering, but I will grab the gavel. The Jolly Boys will now come to order.
Thank you, Gildy. Fellow Jolly Boys, there has been a sore need for...
Just a minute, Judge, just a minute.
Gildy, I asked for the floor first.
No, you didn't. I asked myself for it on the way down tonight.
Gildy?
Hey, the commissioner's getting pretty sharp on his elementary procedure, ain't he?
Yeah, thank you, Floyd. Fellow members of the club, I've given a lot of thought lately to how we can become a better club. Goop, Peavy, what are you doing?
Opening a coat.
Yelford. Now then, as I was about to say, in order to justify its existence, a club must go forward. Always onward and upward.
Hear, hear.
Yeah, thank you. Now then, in order for any individual or organization to improve, they must first recognize their shortcomings and correct them. Sometimes it's hard for the individual to see his own faults. He has to be told about them. And we're all such good friends, we can tell each other.
Hey, what's this? What are we going to tell each other?
We'll tell each other our personal faults, Floyd.
Oh.
Frank, honest criticism can lead to only one thing. Self-improvement. And that means we improve the club.
Commissioner, that's a very inspiring thought.
Well, this is the kind of stuff you can expect from me next year, if I'm president.
Gildy, I congratulate you. It sounds like a noble experiment.
Yeah, glad you agree, Judge.
Well, I know I ain't perfect. I'd appreciate it if some guy told me what's wrong with me.
That's the right attitude, Floyd.
Yeah, I have nothing to hide.
Good. We'll now consider the club an open forum. Who wants to be the first to invite criticism? Yeah, I'll submit myself. Who would care to be the first to criticize? You speak up. Remember, we're trying to improve the club. Lloyd?
Well, Commish, you're an all right guy.
Well, that's hardly a criticism, Floyd. Let's see if you can't think of something. Chief?
Commissioner, all I can say is it's a privilege to be associated with a man of your caliber.
Yeah, fellas. Peavy, you've known me a long time. I'm in your store every day. What do you have to say about me?
Mr. Gildersleeve, the customer is always right.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Judge, I know you came here tonight with a lot on your chest. Fire away.
Gildy, I have only one comment to make. I think that this evening you are displaying splendid leadership.
Well, that's very sporting of you to admit that, Judge. But we're not accomplishing our purpose. We all have faults, however small. Why, I can think of things to criticize about every one of you.
Yeah, like what?
Well, Floyd, you don't take life seriously. You're always clowning. You have a juvenile outlook.
Who's a juvenile?
Now, Floyd.
Well, I leaving anybody here.
Well, Floyd, since we're asking for criticism, at times you do seem to shirk responsibility.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're asking for it, too. At times, you're exactly what the commish called you behind your back. A nosy old goat.
Oh, he does, eh? Gildy?
We're after honest criticism, Judge.
Well, if we want to be perfectly honest, we could mention plenty of things wrong with you big windbag.
Windbag! Chief, am I a windbag?
No, Commissioner.
Yeah, come on, out with it, Chief. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not be mealy-mouthed the way you usually are.
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, if you put it that way, for a man who has precious little to say, you do like to hear yourself talk.
Oh! I do not.
Yes, he does. Blowhard.
What was that, Peavy?
I refuse to answer on the grounds that it might tend to incriminate me.
Peavy, you're just as bad as the judge.
I am not.
And what's so wrong with me, Mr. Peavy?
Well,
Like I said, Hooker, you're nosy.
Well, I don't have to stay here to be insulted.
Nor do I. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night to you, too.
No, wait a minute. Fellows, let's come to order. This isn't improving the club.
You ain't got a club.
And another way you could improve, Floyd, is to stop saying ain't. Well, there may not be a club, but I'm still president.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. Every homemaker knows that planning 3 good meals a day can be quite a job. But planning for the unscheduled meals, all those snacks for family and unexpected guests, can be even more difficult, can't it? And that's what I'd like to help you with. I'd like to suggest that you make it a habit to keep a 2-pound loaf of Velveeta in your refrigerator and see if that doesn't help the snack problem at your house. You can slice Kraft's Golden Pasteurized Processed Cheese Food for hearty, hot or cold sandwiches, or you can cut Velveeta in cubes to go on snack trays with your favorite crispy crackers. However you serve it, Velveeta tastes delicious with a wonderful, rich yet mild cheddar cheese flavor. And snacks made with Velveeta are wholesome as well as delicious because Velveeta is good for you, rich in important food values from milk. And Velveeta snacks are perfect any time because Velveeta is digestible as milk itself. So make Velveeta your handy helper for wholesome, good-eating snacks folks will really enjoy. Keep Velveeta in your refrigerator always and let the family help themselves. Get a loaf or package at your grocer's tomorrow. Remember, Velveeta is made only by Kraft, and you can depend on Kraft for quality. So be sure you get the cheese food of finest quality. Look for the yellow box with the blue letters that spell Velveeta. Well, last night the great Gildersleeve thought he had a fine platform on which to be re-elected president of the Jolly Boys Club. Main plank in his platform was self-improvement through group criticism. But when put to the test, the plank gave way. And as you might suspect, the water commissioner has spent a miserable day at the office.
Unc, you look bushed.
Yeah, I have a lot on my mind, Leroy.
Yeah? You know what I do when I feel low?
What do you do, my boy?
I have a big strawberry soda.
Yes, yes.
And just to show you what a pal I am when my uncle feels low, I'll have one with you.
Well, I appreciate your sacrifice, Leroy, but no soda.
Well, here's Mr. Peavy's drugstore. It won't be any trouble. I'll be glad to do it for you.
Leroy, I am no longer trading with Mr. Peavy.
What's the matter? He cut off your credit?
Well, yes. But I stopped trading there first.
No kidding. What's the matter with you and Mr. Peavy?
There's nothing the matter with me.
Hey, let's cross the street and go by Floyd Munson's barber shop.
Leroy, let's stay on our own side of the street.
But he's one of your buddies.
From now on, we're taking our barbering somewhere else.
Yeah? Why? I don't get it.
Well?
Look, there's Mr. Munson standing in the window. Why is he pulling down the shades?
If I know Floyd, he's watering his hair tonic.
What? Well, he wouldn't do that.
No, I guess not.
Say, what's the matter, Unc? You're off Mr. Peavy and you're off Mr. Munson. What's the matter with you and the Jolly Boys?
Leroy, you may as well know. I'm off the Jolly Boys. We're not on speaking terms. I'll have nothing to do with them.
You're kidding, huh, Unc?
No, I am not. I'm through with them for good. I don't need the Jolly Boys. They aren't much of a social contact anyway. If I want to improve myself, why don't I read a book tonight? Sure. Let's see what I have here. A little dusty. This book isn't too thick. Around the World in 80 Days. No, I started that once. Wonder what Bronco and Marjorie are doing. Hello, kiddies.
Oh, hi, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, Unky.
How did the Jolly Boys election turn out last night?
The election?
Oh, poor Unky. He isn't a very jolly boy tonight.
Oh, I thought you had a plan to get reelected. Didn't it work?
There was nothing wrong with the plan, Bronco. It's just that some people can't stand criticism. Everybody agreed it was a fine idea. But the minute we started pointing out each other's faults, everybody got mad at everybody else. And the meeting broke up. I can't understand it.
That's too bad.
Yeah, but it's probably all for the best. True friends wouldn't act that way. Real friends welcome suggestions for self-improvement, the way we do here in the little family.
You're absolutely right, Unky.
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, we're pretty open-minded around here.
You bet. There are plenty of little things around here we could be touchy about if we wanted to.
Like what, Unky?
Well, take this morning, when Bronco suggested that you didn't handle money well.
Oh, well, the reason for that is I don't get enough practice.
What?
Yes, I recall you paid $6.95 for a hat, and Bronco said it was a mistake. But you didn't get upset.
Why, it was a mistake. I shouldn't have bought such a cheap hat. I should have paid at least $15.
$15 for a hat? Mr. Gildersleeve, if you ever get married, be sure you get a girl who knows the value of $1.
Bronco Thompson.
Now, kiddies.
How much did you pay for that horrible Hawaiian sports shirt?
That was a bargain.
A bargain? I saw it on sale at Hogan Brothers for half what you paid. The trouble with you is you just don't know how to shop.
Is that so?
Now, Marjorie, you're making a mistake telling your husband how to spend his money.
His money? It's our money.
Yeah, and we'd have a little more of it, too, Marge, if you knew how to stay within a budget.
I'm glad you mentioned budget. You owe me $5 from last week.
All right. Here's my wallet. Take it. Go on. Take it all. Spend it like water.
No, Bronco, I don't think that's quite the right attitude either.
Mr. Gildersleeve, are you going to criticize the way I handle my affairs, too?
Oh, no, Bronco.
Well, that's good. Because if I pressed, I could think of a few mistakes the water commissioner makes.
Never mind. I know one I just made.
Bronco Thompson, I'll show you. I'm going to get the receipts I paid.
Well, I'm going to get the bills I haven't paid.
I'm going to get my hat and get out of here. There must be an easier way for people to improve themselves than being told how to do it. The Jolly Boys Club is broken up. House is in an uproar. It's early. There must be somewhere I can go tonight. Say, there's a light on in the Jolly Boys Club. I wonder if that's been burning since last night. It won't do any harm to run up and turn it off. I'm still president. Smells like old cigars. I love this place. Who was that? Somebody's here. Well, Floyd, Peavy.
Good evening, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
What are you fellas doing up here?
No place else to go.
What's this?
Well, the Peeve told his wife about the meeting last night.
Yeah, I pointed out some of her faults.
She ran him out of the house.
Oh, my goodness. Floyd, what about you?
Me and Lovey ain't speaking either.
Well, I guess it was all my fault. I'm sorry, fellows.
Who's that coming up?
Hello, fellas.
Hi, Chief.
Oh.
What brings you up here, Chief?
Well, I saw a light in the window and thought I ought to investigate. I'm chief of police, you know.
Who? Now, who can that be?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Well, it's the judge.
I was driving by, and I saw you coming in, Chief, and I wondered what was going on. This a meeting?
Well, everybody's here. I guess we could have a meeting.
Why not?
You can't go home anyway.
Well, then why not have a meeting? True, we drifted apart last night, but now we're together again in the bonds of fellowship. All we have to do is elect our president. Fellow Jolly Boys, there's long been a sore need in our...
Hey, wait a minute, Judge. Hold it.
What?
Commish, you're off that project kick, ain't you?
You bet, Floyd.
And I move we get back to the singing by re-electing the commish unanimously. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
I'll go along with that.
Well, in the interest of harmony, I withdraw my hat from the ring.
Now, Judge, I'll vote for you.
Now, thank you, Gildy, but under your leadership, I'm sure the Jolly Boys will go on to bigger and better things.
No, maybe we will at that.
Okay, gang, for the president.
Boy,
he's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good fellow.
Yeah, I guess I am.
I'm a jolly good fellow that nobody can
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just 30 seconds. Tell me, do you have Velveeta in your icebox right now? If you do, you probably know how delicious Kraft's pasteurized processed cheese food tastes and how nourishing it is, too, because you enjoy it in snacks and sandwiches. But tell me, do you cook with Velveeta? Velveeta melts smoothly and easily for a sauce you can use in a variety of economical, hearty, hot main dishes. Try it tomorrow. Cook with Velveeta, the cheese food of finest quality made only by Kraft.
That you, Unc?
Yes, I'm home, my boy. Marjorie! Bronco!
You and the Jolly Boys still battling?
Hello, Unky.
Hi, Mr. Gildersleeve.
You and the Jolly Boys still battling?
Bronco, I've been a little concerned about you and Marjorie. You were sort of unhappy with each other when I left.
Oh, that's all forgotten. We're too much in love to quarrel, aren't we, darling?
Sure. I've got a wonderful wife. Isn't she sweet, Mr. Gildersleeve?
You bet.
Oh, Bronco's my big old sugar plum.
Oh, brother.
I married a doll, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hey, Unc, start 'em fighting again. This is sickening.
Leroy, go to bed. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is partially transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Dick Trenna, Arthur Q. Bryan, Ken Christie, Earl Ross, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of those famous Kraft quality foods. Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
You know, it takes 3 things to make a sandwich. The bread, then meat or cheese or egg, whatever you like best in between. And the third thing is, a touch of real mustard. For when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. That is, if it's Kraft's prepared mustard. There are 2 kinds, you know. Kraft salad mustard, mild and delicately spiced, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. Have both on hand for different tastes, different uses. Remember, when you add just a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. Get Kraft's prepared mustard.
Groucho Marx, you bet your life. He's next on NBC.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, partially transcribed, by the Kraft Foods Company. And Kraft, you know, makes the famous pasteurized processed cheese food Velveeta. Velveeta has a wonderful cheddar cheese flavor that's rich yet delightfully mild. It's delicious, and it's the finest quality cheese food you can buy because it's made by Kraft, the name that for years has meant only the finest in cheese and cheese foods. Get a package or loaf of Velveeta tomorrow and enjoy the cheese food of top quality, Velveeta, made only by Kraft. Well, once a year, the great Gildersleeve, his niece Marjorie, and his nephew Leroy make the trek to Judge Hooker's house for dinner. For the judge, it's quite an occasion because it commemorates the day years ago when he turned Marjorie and little Leroy over to the guardianship of our water commissioner. Dinner is over now, and the evening is well along. Yes, well along.
And when he said that, I knew immediately that the only thing for me to do was... Gildy.
Huh? Oh, yes, absolutely, Judge.
Surely you're not sleepy, Gildy. It's only 9 o'clock.
No, not at all. It's just that I ate too much. You fine dinner, Horace, as usual.
Your chicken fricassee was wonderful, Judge.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Marjorie.
Hey, didn't we have chicken fricassee last year?
Leroy, the judge serves chicken fricassee every year.
Yes, indeed. For this occasion, it's traditional. You know, living alone as I do, I always look forward to these intimate little family get-togethers.
So do we, Judge.
We certainly do.
Leroy?
Yeah, we certainly do.
We do have fun, don't we? My, it seems like only yesterday when it became my pleasant duty to tuck you children under the protective wing of your devoted uncle.
Yeah, I remember, Judge. Leroy, you wore knee pants and a little ruffled collar.
Me in ruffles? Oh, for corn's sake.
That's right, Leroy. And who'd have dreamed that Marjorie, a little girl in pigtails, would now be the mother of twins?
Now, Judge, you make me feel so old.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Leroy.
I imagine Leroy is anxious to play a game.
Oh, boy.
Now, let's see what I have. Dominoes, authors, Parcheesi.
Oh, brother.
Perhaps I should think of something for all of us to do.
Yeah, don't worry about me, Judge. I'll look through the family album.
A little later on, we want to have our annual song fest around the organ. So if nobody minds, I'll run through a song just to test the organ's pipes. And my own.
Are you going to sing, Judge?
Why not? I often wonder why we don't hear some of the good songs anymore. Oh, my poor Nellie Gray, they have taken you away, and I'll never see my darling anymore. I am sitting by the river, and I'm weeping all the day, for you've gone from the old Kentucky shore.
What time is it now?
Watch it, Leroy.
Well, now that I've broken the ice, let's everybody join in. Come on, Gildy. We'll sing Smiles.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Judge. I'm just getting interested in the album.
Marjorie?
Oh, I hate to break up the evening, Judge, but I really must get home to the twins.
Yeah, me too.
We'd like to stay longer, Judge, but you know how it is with children at home.
I understand. But I've been thinking, Gildy, you have such a large family now. Why don't you share one of your members with a lonely man?
What do you mean, Judge?
Well, Leroy and I have been such pals tonight, it occurred to me that he might like to come over and spend a few days with me.
A few days?
I don't know, Judge. Leroy's in school, you know.
Well, I could help him study. We'd have a dandy time. Leroy, how would you like to have a lawyer help you with your homework?
A lawyer? I'm not in that much trouble.
Well, give it some thought, my boy. Gildy, I'll call you about it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll think it over, Judge.
Yeah, thanks just the same.
Thank you for a very lovely evening, Judge.
You're very enjoyable, Horace. Good night.
It has been my pleasure. You have no idea how these visits of yours brighten my life.
Good night, Judge.
Good night, Judge.
Night.
Right, George. The judge is a fine old fellow. I always leave his house with a sort of an empty feeling.
I couldn't eat much of that chicken either.
Leroy, get in the car. Eight times 7 is 56. 6 and carry the 5. 7 twos are 14. And add the 5 makes 19.
You doing your homework too, Unc?
No, Leroy, it's my water report. 9 and 1 to carry.
Why don't you do that at the office?
Well, it piles up, my boy. Now run along.
Okay. Hey, can I use your red ink?
No, I need it. 6 and 5 are 11.
How about using your black ink?
Leroy, what do you want with ink?
I want to put a tattoo on my arm.
Yo. Leroy, please, I've got to concentrate.
I'll help you. 7 times 8 are 54.
You're 56. Then, Leroy, stop figuring over my shoulder.
Okay. What's the 1,560 gals?
No, Leroy.
You sure have a lot of lady customers, Unc.
Leroy, will you go away and let me finish my work?
Okay. Let me know if you get stuck, Unc.
Yes. Yeah, I'd have had this report out if we hadn't gone to the judges last night. Yeah, well, a man can't ignore an obligation like that. Besides, the judge is so lonesome. 7 times 8 are 54. 56. Yeah. Cute the way the old judge wanted Leroy to stay with him a few days. 8 and 2 are 10, and 4 are 14. Oop. Leroy, is that you sawing?
Yeah.
Well, stop it.
Okay.
That's better. Oh, my goodness. Leroy, now what are you doing?
I'm hammering.
Well, stop that, too.
Gosh, how do you ever expect me to get my sled built?
Sled? Are you building a sled in the living room?
Well, it's dark outside.
Now, see here, Leroy. You can do that over the weekend and out in the yard.
Okay.
Yeah. Try to find something to do other than annoy people.
Okay.
I'll get it.
Yeah, I'll get it, Bertie. Yeah, I'm up.
I thought you was figuring.
That's impossible around here. Hello.
Hello, Gildy.
Oh, it's you, Judge.
I told you I'd call. Have you thought about Leroy coming over to spend a few days with me?
Well, I'm sorely tempted, Judge, but perhaps Leroy had better stay home with us.
Oh, boy, Huffy's got him now.
Leroy, turn down the radio.
What'd you say, Gildy?
I said, Leroy, turn down the radio.
I can't hear you, Gildy. What'd you say?
He'll be right over.
More coffee, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yeah, thanks, Bertie.
Sure is quiet around here this morning.
Yeah, quite a change.
That poor little boy. He didn't want to go.
Now, Bertie, it'll be good for Leroy.
Yes, sir.
Besides, we sort of owe it to the judge. He'll be a quieting influence on the boy.
Yes, sir. I wonder what the judge's cook is giving that poor little boy for breakfast.
Probably rye crisp and Kalak water.
Yes, sir. Mr. Gildersleeve, while Leroy's eating light, would you care for another plate of bacon, eggs, toast, and marmalade?
No, thanks, Bertie. Hello, everybody. I'm home.
Hello, Unky. Did you have a good day at the office?
Fair. Isn't Leroy here?
Well, of course not. He isn't due home until tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I thought he might have missed us. Maybe gotten tired at the judges.
I guess he's decided to stick it out.
Yeah, I guess so.
Would you like to see the evening paper, Unky?
Yeah, I might glance at it before dinner. Thank you, my dear. You. Not much in the paper.
No, not much.
What's that?
The clock.
I haven't heard a clock tick in this house for years. Certainly is quiet around here. That darn clock. Ticking louder than it did yesterday. Well, this is the last day I'll have to listen to it. Leroy will be home tonight.
Uncle Mort.
Yes, Marjorie?
When are you going for Leroy?
The judge wanted him to stay to dinner, my dear.
Oh.
Mr. Gildersleeve, did I hear you say Leroy wouldn't be home for dinner?
Yeah, that's right, Bertie.
He's been gone 3 days, you know.
We realize that, Bertie.
I got pot roast and chocolate pie.
Yeah, I know, Bertie.
3 days and 9 meals beside what he eats in between.
Now, Bertie, you and Marjorie make it sound like I'm punishing the boy. But I'm not. This has been good for Leroy. A few dull days with the judge will make him appreciate his home and family more.
Yes, sir. I sure thought he was going to be home for dinner.
Yes, yes.
Well, I think I'll go see if I can help Bertie.
You're all right, my dear. Bertie and Marjorie can't wait to get Leroy back home. But what's a couple of hours? They have the wrong idea about this. They pictured little Leroy over there playing parcheesi and eating cold fricassee. Maybe they're right. Where's my hat?
Mr. Gildersleeve, dinner's almost ready. Where are you going?
I'm going to get Leroy.
Yes, sir.
Judge, answer the door. Yeah, will little Leroy be surprised? He'll fly into my arms.
Oh, hi, Unc.
Leroy.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here?
Where is it, Leroy?
It's Unc. He's early.
Leroy, aren't you glad to see me?
Boy, I'll say, come on in.
Oh, well. That's better.
I want to show you what the judge bought me.
You?
Gildy, we didn't expect you till after dinner.
Yeah, well, Judge.
Look at this, Unc. A football outfit. Helmet, shoulder pads.
And a breakaway jersey.
Well, that's all very nice. But, Judge, we don't want to spoil Leroy.
Why, you can't spoil a nice boy like Leroy.
Heck no. And just think, I get to take all these things home.
Yeah, well, speaking of home, Leroy, Bertie has pot roast for dinner.
But, Gildy, we've reserved a table in the palm room of the Summerfield Grill. In fact, we were about to leave.
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose I can come back for Leroy later.
Oh, by the way, we want to talk to you about that. We haven't had time to do all the things that I planned for Leroy. How about letting the boy stay another week?
Another week?
How about it, Unc?
Leroy.
Oh, I've had a keen time, Unc. The judge even took me swimming over at the athletic club. Heated water.
Parboiled old goat.
What?
That's fine, Judge.
Yeah, we've been every place.
We've had a Jim Dandy time, Gildy. I feel like a kid myself.
His second childhood.
And Saturday, we want to attend the football game at Center City. I have tickets on the 50-yard line.
Well, I'll leave it up to Leroy.
Well, then I'm staying for another week. You don't mind, Unc?
No. If you're happy about it, my boy, I'm happy.
Gosh, you're a swell, Uncle.
Well, I've always tried to be.
Hey, Unc, I forgot to show you what's in this other package the judge gave me.
You never mind, Leroy. I'll see it some other time.
Wait, Gildy. Leroy has a package for you.
He has?
His laundry. We have a busy week ahead, so tell Bertie we'd like to have it back by Monday.
Yeah. What's Bertie going to say when I bring a bundle of laundry to dinner?
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute.
It comes out just right. Yes, sir. Bertie wins again.
Oh, hi there, Bertie. What's funny?
Mr. Houston, Bertie's won again. I got my food budget all fixed. It took a little arranging here and a little rearranging there, but I finally got my food budget to fit my meals.
Well, how'd you make it fit?
With Velveeta, Mr. Houston. Yes, sir, that's Bertie's secret weapon for food budget that won't fit. I cook with Velveeta.
That's a good idea, Bertie. That pasteurized processed cheese food made by Kraft sure is smooth melting, isn't it?
Yes, sir. And that Velveeta sauce I made is so easy. You just melt a half a pound of Velveeta in the top of a double boiler and stir in a quarter cup of milk, season, and bingo, you have delicious cheese sauce.
Well, that's because Velveeta has such a swell, rich, yet mild cheddar flavor, Bertie. And don't forget, Velveeta is mighty nourishing, too, because it's so rich in important food values from milk. How are you going to use that Velveeta sauce this week?
Well, I'm going to use it with leftovers from the roast for one lunch, and another time I'm going to pour it over halves of hard-cooked eggs on toast. I can almost taste that Velveeta sauce right now. So golden, smooth, and delicious.
And don't forget, Bertie, Velveeta is digestible as milk itself.
Yes, sir, Velveeta sure is good stuff. Why, Mr. Houston, you know Velveeta is Bertie's favorite budget extendifier.
Favorite what, Bertie?
Extendifier.
Oh, you mean Velveeta is your favorite budget extender?
Yes, that's what I said, extendifier.
Well, the great Gildersleeve let his nephew Leroy go visit Judge Hooker a few days. Partly because he felt sorry for the lonely judge, and partly because Leroy was getting on his nerves. Now it's the great Gildersleeve who is lonely, and it's the judge who is getting on his nerves.
The old goat. Marjorie, he's practically bribing Leroy to stay with him. Buying him presents, taking him places.
You shouldn't say that, Unky. I think it's wonderful of the judge to take such an interest in Leroy. You can't blame him. The poor man never had a family of his own.
Yeah, he'll be poor if he keeps spending money on Leroy.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I like the way the judge is treating Leroy.
Bertie, I thought you wanted him to come home.
Oh, that's 'cause I thought he'd just be moping around that big old house. But that boy's having the time of his life.
Well, he could have the time of his life with me, too, if he were here. There are a lot of things we could do together. By George, there's no school tomorrow. I think I'll call up and offer to take him to the roller rink tonight.
Unky, Leroy's having a good time. Why don't you leave him alone?
Well, I want to have a good time, too. The judge is getting a wee bit possessive.
Hello?
Judge?
Oh, hello, Gildy.
Judge, what do you have planned for Leroy this evening?
Why, Gildy?
Why? Well, I thought he might like to go roller skating.
Roller skating. What a capital idea. Thanks for the suggestion.
What?
I knew we were going to do something tonight, but I didn't know what. I'll go oil my skates and take the boy.
Judge, wait a minute. I think I'd better talk to Leroy about this.
Oh, he'll want to go.
Judge, let me talk to Leroy.
Oh, I can't disturb him now, Gildy. He's building an airplane. Bye, Gildy.
Oop, what a sneaky old goat. Hello, Phoebe.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you today?
I guess you can give me a Coke.
Very well. I hear Leroy is still visiting the judge.
Yeah, that's right, Phoebe.
Spending your winter, is he?
He is not. He'll be home in 4 days, and that'll be the end of the visit. And I mean it.
All right. I take it you're not happy with the arrangement.
Phoebe, how would you feel if your nephew went for a short visit, and then you couldn't get him back home?
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, it wouldn't make any difference to me.
You wouldn't?
I don't have a nephew.
You might.
But Mrs. Peavy tells me we have nieces in the family. Of course, that's only hearsay.
You mean you aren't sure?
Well, I've never seen them.
Yeah, all right, Pete. Suppose your nieces went to visit the judge and wouldn't come home.
Mr. Gildersleeve, that would never happen. They don't know the judge. They don't even know me.
Peavy, let's drop the subject.
You drop it. You brought it up.
Well, I will. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. The only reason Leroy is staying over there is because the judge is spoiling it.
You don't say.
Yeah, I could win him back in a minute if I wanted to buy him everything he saw. But that isn't good for the boy. Besides, I wouldn't stoop to such obvious tactics.
Well, look who's here.
Hi, Unc.
Well, Leroy.
How are you, Gildy?
Leroy, how about having a big Coke with your old uncle?
Well, thanks, Unc, but the judge is going to buy me a pineapple nut sundae.
Oh, he isn't. Leroy, how about me buying you a double banana split with 3 kinds of ice cream?
My, now who's being obvious?
But, Gildy, Leroy wanted the pineapple nut sundae.
I think I'd rather have the double banana split, Judge.
Very well. While Mr. Peavy is making the banana split, let's you and I look in the showcase and see what we can see.
The old goatie never gives up.
Gosh, look at the swell box camera.
Would you like one of those, Leroy?
Boy, would I.
That model you're looking at is $4.50.
Peavy, we'll take it.
Judge, you forced me to bring this up, but I'd planned to buy Leroy a good camera for Christmas.
Well, in that case, no sale, Peavy.
He planned no such thing.
Say, Judge, what time is it? We don't want to miss the movie.
Leroy, don't you have a watch?
Yeah, I'll say he does. Peavy, show Leroy one of those wristwatches.
Very well. This is more like it.
Gee, you mean it, Unc?
Yes, indeed, my boy.
Leroy.
Yeah, Judge?
Here it comes again.
Do you remember the day we were browsing around Hogan Brothers?
Yeah, they got everything.
I want you to go to Hogan Brothers and pick out anything your heart desires. Tell Mr. Bentley to charge it to my account.
Yo, brother.
Oh, boy, am I a lucky little kid. Just think, anything I want at Hogan Brothers. Isn't that great?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Tonight, Judge? What are we going to do tonight?
Well, Leroy, I'm afraid I'll have to spend some time on this brief. I have a case coming up in court tomorrow morning.
Yeah? What's a brief?
In this case, it's the defense that I'm preparing for my client.
Did he rob a bank?
No, Leroy. Now suppose you run along while I concentrate.
Okay. Is he a gangster? Did he rub somebody out?
Leroy, I'm not a criminal lawyer. Now, let me see. Case of Mahoney versus the state, an important precedent was set.
Was Mahoney a gangster?
Oh, for heaven's sake, no, Leroy. Now, why don't you find something to do?
Okay.
Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Party of the first part proved to the satisfaction of the jury.
Judge!
Yes, Leroy?
When you finish your brief, will you play the organ again?
We'll see.
Swell. And I'll play the drum I got at Hogan Brothers. Okay, Judge?
We'll see, Leroy.
Okay. I'll try the organ.
Certainly is hard to concentrate with an active boy in the house.
Oh, my poor Nellie Gray, they have taken you away.
Leroy.
And I'll never see my darling anymore.
Leroy.
Yeah?
Please lower your voice. I'm trying to concentrate.
Okay, I won't sing. I'll do something else.
Thank you, my boy. Now, perhaps I can get something done. Now, see, where was I? Oh. Leroy! Leroy! Oh, he doesn't hear me. Of all things at Hogan Brothers, why did he have to pick a drum? Oh, balderdash! I'll never get this brief out.
Uncle Mort, I don't understand you. All week you've been stewing about Leroy being with the judge, and now you don't seem to care.
Well, Marjorie, I'm not going to worry about it anymore.
I never thought Leroy would stay away from home this long.
It's very simple, Bertie. You should have seen them at Peavy's. The boy gets anything he asks for. But I refuse to be concerned anymore.
Yes.
I can't imagine the judge letting him buy anything he wanted at Hogan Brothers.
Well, he did.
Uncle Mort, I think you should go after him. Enough's enough.
No, that's not the way to do it, Marjorie. Let Leroy stay as long as the judge can put up with it.
I'll get it.
Yeah, never mind, Bertie.
Hi, Unc.
Leroy, well, come in.
Hello, Gildy.
Hello, Judge.
I hope you don't mind, Gildy, but I I thought it about time to bring the boy home.
Yeah, glad you did, Judge. It's good to see you home, Leroy.
It's good to be home, Unc. Where's Marge and Bertie?
Leroy.
Hi, Marge. Hi, Bertie.
Hello, Leroy. My gracious, I think you've grown.
Hey, come on and look at all the things I've got.
Let me help you carry them, Leroy.
Oh, I've never seen so much.
Gildy, I suppose you wonder why I brought him home early?
Well, Judge.
As a matter of fact, my work has been piling up, and I'm not accustomed to having youngsters around me. Of course, he's a wonderful boy.
You bet, Judge.
But as you see, he is inclined to be a little bit noisy.
Yeah, I know, Judge. Who do you think told Hogan Brothers to sell Leroy the drum?
Gildy!
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just 30 seconds. Need a good snack and sandwich food at your house? Then get Velveeta, Kraft's golden pasteurized processed cheese food. Velveeta not only tastes delicious with a fine, rich, yet mild cheddar flavor, but it's nourishing, too. Really good for you because it's rich in important food values from milk. And Velveeta is digestible as milk itself. Try it. See for yourself how perfect Velveeta is for hearty, good-eating snacks and sandwiches. Remember, Velveeta is the cheese food of finest quality, for Velveeta is made only by Kraft.
237. Add 65. Yeah, George, it's easier to get these reports out knowing Leroy's home again. It's 1,209 plus 22. Yeah, that was a stroke of genius. Getting the clerk at Hogan Brothers to sell Leroy those drums. Yeah, I really put one over on the judge. Yeah, let's see. 1,209 plus... Yopper. What's that?
Listen to this, Unc. A double rip and a blockbuster.
Leroy! Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is partially transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Earl Ross, and Dick LeGrand. Musical composition by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying good night for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of those famous Kraft quality foods. Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Question: what's the best way to raid an icebox? Answer: with Kraft prepared mustard, of course. Because when you add a little Kraft mustard to the sandwich you make, you add a lot of tang. And here's something for you professional icebox raiders to remember. There are two kinds of Kraft mustard. Salad mustard, with that delicately spiced mild flavor. And then there's Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. Have both kinds on hand. Then you won't meet up with a dish, but what you'll have just the mustard to add a lot of tang. Buy Kraft's prepared mustard.
Groucho Marx, You Bet Your Life. He's next on NBC.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, partially transcribed, by the Kraft Foods Company. And Kraft, you know, makes the famous pasteurized processed cheese food Velveeta. Velveeta has a wonderful cheddar cheese flavor that's rich yet delightfully mild. It's delicious, and it's the finest quality cheese food you can buy because it's made by Kraft, the name that for years has meant only the finest in cheese and cheese foods. Get a package or loaf of Velveeta tomorrow and enjoy the cheese food of top quality, Velveeta, made only by Kraft. Well, it's that hour of the morning when the Great Gildersleeve's house is a beehive of activity, and the keeper of the bees is busy dispatching his swarm.
Leroy, you'd better be off to school.
Bronco's giving me a lift. I'm waiting for him to say goodbye to Marge.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, honey.
I'll miss you.
I'll miss you, too.
If you don't break it up, I'll miss school.
Now, Leroy, this is important stuff.
Just a minute, Leroy. I have to say goodbye to the twins.
Here they are, Mr. Bronco.
Well, Bertie, 2 big arms full.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 2 big sacks of sugar.
Okay, kiss the sacks and let's go.
Keep your shirt on, Leroy.
Kiss Daddy goodbye, babies. He has to go to work.
What did you say, Ronnie boy?
He said, da.
Leroy, let Bronco talk to his son.
What do you want Daddy to bring you? Well, I'll look around town, but I'm not sure they have any bicycles your size.
Oh, for corn's sake.
Oh, isn't that cute, Unky?
Yeah, I didn't think he asked for a bicycle, though. Sounded more like snowshoes.
Mr. Bronco, little Linda wants some attention, too.
She does? Oh, look at those big blue eyes. When she's about 16, she'll get plenty of attention.
Well, her mother did.
She did?
Oh, now, Unky, Bronco, say goodbye.
You mean he hasn't said it?
Goodbye, Linda doll. Bye, Ronnie. Did you hear that? They distinctly said goodbye, Daddy.
They did?
Of course they did, Mr. Gildersleeve. They distinctly said goodbye, Daddy.
Oh, brother, I'm walking to school.
Now, wait a minute, Leroy. I'll be right with you. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, Daddy.
Goodbye, darling.
Yeah, that's quite a husband you have there, my dear.
I think so.
Yeah, it's wonderful the way you 2 get along. Bronco's so attentive and thoughtful.
Well, I don't know, Unky.
What do you mean?
Well, I've been waiting all week for him to remember something rather important.
Oh?
I just hope he doesn't forget our anniversary.
Your anniversary? You and Marjorie, you were married in May.
I don't mean our wedding anniversary, Uncle.
Hey, what anniversary do you mean?
Why, the day we had our first date, of course.
Yeah, oh, well, Marjorie, is that so important?
Is that important? Uncle Mort, you man. Why, if we'd never had our first date, we'd never have fallen in love. We never would have married.
Well, that's logical. Yeah, I guess it is pretty important at that.
Why, it certainly is. He hasn't said one word about it all week.
He hasn't?
I thought surely he'd mention it this morning.
Should he have mentioned it this morning?
Well, we should be planning something. But I'm not going to bring it up. If it doesn't mean anything to Bronco anymore, it doesn't mean anything to me.
You know, Marjorie, perhaps Bronco plans to surprise you.
Oh, do you think so?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. Excuse me, I have to go downtown. Yeah, I've got to find Bronco. Where is that boy?
Gildy, wait a minute.
Yeah, hello, Judge.
My, water commissioner's hurrying this morning. What's the matter? Is your reservoir on fire?
No, Judge, I'm trying to put out a fire at home before it gets started.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I've got to find Bronco. Have you seen him?
Yeah, I've seen him.
You have? Where?
I saw him yesterday in front of the post office. Or was it the day before?
You, my goodness. Judge.
It was the day before. I remember distinctly because Bronco was working on the Red Feather campaign.
Yeah, I know that, Judge.
As a matter of fact, he took my contribution. By the way, Gildy, have you contributed to the community chest?
Yes, Judge, I have. But Bronco's facing a crisis.
We all are. The need is greater than ever before.
Yeah, Judge, you don't understand.
Yes, I do. The Red Feather Campaign must raise $16.5 million extra this year. More money is needed for the handicapped, youth programs, elderly people, families in trouble.
I know one family that's going to be in trouble if I don't find Bronco.
What's this, Gilda?
Judge, this happens to be the anniversary of the first date Marjorie and Bronco had together.
Oh, isn't young love sweet? Two hearts that beat as one. Pitty-pat, pitty-pat, pitty-pat.
Judge, stop mooning about love. If Bronco forgets this anniversary, there won't be any.
You mean the boy has forgotten?
Yeah, I'm afraid so, Judge. He didn't mention it to Marjorie this morning, and this was the deadline.
Oh, my. It would be terrible if Bronco forgot it. In the eyes of a loving wife, there's nothing so unpardonable as forgetting a sentimental occasion or getting the dates mixed. Gilda, you should stop whatever you're doing and go find the boy.
Judge, what do you think I'm doing?
Gilda, look. There he is in the next block.
Yeah, where?
We're crossing the street at the corner.
Here, Bronco! Hey, Bronco!
Gilda, get out of the traffic. Oh, I'd better go, too. If he doesn't make it, maybe I will. Bronco!
Bronco! I'm glad I caught up with you.
What's the matter? Something wrong?
My boy, do you know what day this is?
Yeah, sure. It's Wednesday.
Yeah, I know that. But think now, think. Doesn't it mean something special to you and Marjorie?
Well, it isn't payday.
Bronco!
Oh, hello, Judge.
Oh, Bronco, do you know what day this is?
Judge, I just asked him that.
It's the anniversary of your first date with Marjorie.
Judge, let me tell him. Pushy old goat.
The anniversary of our first date? Today?
Yeah, I've been combing the town for you, Bronco, to remind you.
And it was I who first spied you.
Judge, please.
Gosh, am I glad you told me.
Well, I knew if you didn't remember it in some way, Marjorie would be disappointed.
Oh, I'll say. A man could lose his happy home over a thing like this. Mr. Gildersleeve, I don't know what we'd do without you.
Well, if I do say so. I'm the one who keeps the house on an even keel. I'm pretty alert about these things.
I'm alert, too. I've already thought of an ideal gift for you to take to Marjorie.
Oh, well, if tonight's the night, I haven't much time to think about it. What have you got in mind, Judge?
Why don't you give your little wife a charm bracelet?
Charm bracelet?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you could get little sterling silver charms commemorating all the times you treasure, such as your first meeting, little silver bells for your wedding day, 2 pair of cute little booties representing the birth of the twins. That'd be 4 booties.
Judge, we can multiply.
I think Marge would like the bracelet idea. I'll get one and take it home tonight.
I've also thought of an appropriate little verse to go on the card. How's this? Darling, though time is fleeting, I recall our first meeting.
Yeah.
Judge, don't overdo it.
Well, I'd better get going. Thanks again, men. It's a great idea.
Yeah, don't mention it. Glad I thought of it.
You thought of it. Bronco, I have one more suggestion for the bracelet.
Oh?
You would now, Judge.
Buy a little silver faucet so you can turn off the water, Commissioner.
Right, George, I'm glad I found Bronco and tipped him off. Now, if I can sneak in the back way, I'll have Bertie prepare a surprise dinner for the lovebirds, and everything will be great. Gildersleeve, you're a cagey operator.
I want a roof over my head.
Say, Bertie's feeling pretty good.
On the table and love in my heart for you.
Yeah, Bertie.
I'd like to have peace of mind and be friendly all the time.
Bertie?
With love in my heart for you.
Bertie, what's going on?
I'm making a fruit salad, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah, I hope it's a little extra special, Bertie.
Yes, sir.
In fact, I came home to talk to you about preparing a very special dinner this evening.
A special dinner on Wednesday?
Well, tonight is no ordinary Wednesday. Where's Marjorie?
She's upstairs with the twins.
You're good, then we can talk. Bertie, tonight is the anniversary of Marjorie and Bronco's first date.
It is? Ain't that something?
And now that you know, Bertie, I'll leave everything up to you.
Yes, so you gotta leave it up to Bertie. She'll put on a feed it'll look just like a highway picnic.
That's the idea, Bertie.
So it's the anniversary of their first date. Mr. Gildersleeve, how'd you ever remember?
Well, Bertie, in many respects, I'm like an elephant.
Yes, sir.
I never forget. With that Bronco, I chased him around town all morning just to remind him.
It sure is a good thing you did. If that boy forgot an occasion like this, he'd be in hot water.
Well, somebody around here has to think of these things, Bertie.
Yes, sir, and you thought of it. Mr. Gildersleeve, I don't know what they'd do without you.
Now that you mention it, Bertie, neither do I.
I don't know any man who thinks more about his family than you do. You're a water commissioner with a brain.
Thank you, Bertie.
Yes, sir. When anything comes up around here that ought to be thought about, you think about it, because you're a water commissioner with a brain.
Well, what can I say?
Mr. Gildersleeve, you know why you think of everything that ought to be thought about around here?
Tell me, Bertie.
That's right, because you're a water commissioner with a brain.
By George. Bertie's one of the smartest women I've ever seen. I think I'll go up and reassure Marjorie.
Ronnie, you think you're so cute.
Look at that. What a picture. Little mother hen and her two happy chicks.
Don't just jabber. Say something. Let me hear you say Daddy.
Cute. You wonder if he can do it.
Now, Linda, you try it. Say Daddy. Come on. Daddy.
Marjorie does it well.
Ronnie, you say Daddy.
That was close.
Daddy. Daddy. I don't know why I'm teaching you to say Daddy, the absent-minded lug.
Oop. Marjorie.
Oh, Uncle Mort, I didn't see you standing in the doorway.
Well, just dropped up to have a word with you.
Well, come on out in the hall, Unky. The twins are ready to take their naps. You have a very smug expression on your face, Uncle Mort.
Well, Bertie paid me a nice compliment when I came in.
Oh, for what?
Well, as Bertie says, I always think of things that should be thought of.
Well, I wish I could depend on that husband of mine to think of things.
Yeah, Marjorie, stop worrying about Bronco forgetting your first date.
Well, I don't think there's any question that he's forgotten it.
You?
Uncle Mort, is that asking too much of a man?
Well, no.
After all, it's only been 2 years. If he forgets the time we met, why, he could forget our wedding anniversary.
Yeah, Marjorie.
I don't think he cares anymore.
Marjorie, he does too.
No, he doesn't. He's forgotten all about it.
He has not forgotten.
How do you know?
You do. Well, yeah, I know. You can take my word for it. So dry your eyes and be patient.
Oh, I'm sorry, Unky. I shouldn't have doubted Bronco.
No, of course not.
Why, he'd never forget our first date. How could anybody forget such a wonderful evening? We went to a college dance together, remember, Unky?
Sure.
You and Miss Milford were with us.
We were? Oh, yes, I remember.
You two went along to chaperone us, and we ended up chaperoning you.
Oh, yes. Wonderful evening. How could Bronco ever forget it?
Oh, it was the most wonderful Friday night of our lives.
Yes, I know. Friday night?
Well, of course. That was the night of the dance. What's the matter?
Oh, my gosh. Excuse me, Marjorie. I have to run downtown again.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute.
Da 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 dee dee da 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 dee dee.
Hi there, Bertie. What are you so happy about?
Hello, Mr. Heaston. Bertie's happy because she's going to make Mr. Gildersleeve happy, and Miss Marjorie happy, and Mr. Bronco happy, and little Leroy happy.
Well, that's fine, but how are you going to make him happy, Bertie?
Well, sir, I'm going to fix them their favorite vegetable to eat. Cauliflower deluxe.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. You see, I just cook a head of cauliflower, and then I make a smooth golden cheese sauce with Velveeta.
Mm-hmm.
I just melt a half pound of smooth melting Velveeta in the top of the double boiler, stir in a quarter cup of milk, season, and zingo. I pour that nice, smooth cheese sauce right over the cooked cauliflower.
And that's cauliflower deluxe?
Yes, sir, and that's cauliflower delicious. 'Cause Velveeta's got the swellest, rich, yet mild cheddar flavor you ever want to taste.
Oh, I know, Bertie. And don't forget Kraft's smooth, melting, pasteurized, processed cheese food will make that cauliflower extra nourishing, too. Because Velveeta's rich in important food values for milk. And, of course, Velveeta's as digestible as milk itself.
Yes, sir, I know. I use Velveeta sauce to deluxe lots of different vegetables.
Really, Bertie?
Why, sure, I melt delicious Velveeta to deluxe lots of vegetables.
That's fine, Bertie.
Mr. Easton, you know what Bertie does to deluxe lots of vegetables?
Yes, Bertie.
That's right, Bertie melts delicious Velveeta.
Well, it's the little things that are important to women. Marjorie was afraid that her devoted husband, Bronco, might forget the anniversary of their first date. When the great Gildersleeve found out about this, he promptly assumed the role of Mr. Fix-It. He fixed it. He told Bronco the anniversary is tonight. Now he's just discovered it's Friday night.
How was I to know it's Friday instead of tonight? It was a natural assumption. Marjorie was so concerned about it this morning. Downtown, Leroy.
I'm going over to Piggy's. I'll walk with you.
Well, I wasn't planning to walk. I'm on the run today.
Yeah, what's up?
I've got to find Bronco. I've got to tell him that he and Marjorie had their first date on Friday.
Well, what's your hurry? It's only Wednesday. You got 2 days to tell him that.
Yes, but I've already told him it's today.
What's so important about their first date? They hooked each other. Why don't they forget it?
Yeah, it doesn't pay to forget these things, Leroy. You'll realize that someday when you're a family man.
Not me. If I was a family man, my allowance wouldn't last 30 minutes.
Leroy, you don't think of money where sentimental things are concerned.
You don't, huh? Unc, how about giving me a quarter?
You quarter? What for?
This is the anniversary of the day I met Piggy. I want to buy him a soda.
Leroy, you scat. Well, I give up. I miss Bronco in all the jewelry stores. I don't know where else to look for him. I think I'll stop in Peavy's for a Coke. Then go home and head him off before he gets to Marjorie. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this afternoon?
Fix me a Coke, will you, Peavy?
Very well.
Yeah, I have to hurry home.
Knocking off work a little early, are you?
Well, I have to see Bronco before Marjorie does and tell him tonight isn't the night. It's Friday night.
How's that?
Friday is the anniversary of Bronco's and Marjorie's first date, Pete.
My.
Bronco has a present for her. But if she finds out he doesn't remember the date, she's going to be pretty upset.
Well, women are sticklers for things like that. I recall the first time I got a little confused about Mrs. Peavy's birthday.
Oh, you did?
I got off on the wrong foot when I told somebody that Mrs. Peavy was 5 years older than she said she was.
Well, that could lead to trouble.
That's what I say. And then I got in deeper when I couldn't remember which day in July was her birthday. So I did what I thought was the smart thing.
What was that, Petey?
I brought home a present every night.
How long did that go on?
Well, it developed that Mrs. Peavy's birthday wasn't until late August.
Oh, my goodness. I'm glad Bronco doesn't have any such problem as that.
Hello, Mr. Peavy. Hi, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, hello, Bronco.
Bronco, I've been looking for you.
Again?
Mr. Gildersleeve was just telling me about your anniversary.
Oh, yeah, I got the charm bracelet.
That's fine,
I
Bronco,
want to do this up big, so I thought I'd stop in here and get a box of candy to take to Marge tonight.
Not tonight, Bronco.
No?
Tonight isn't the anniversary after all. Don't you remember? It was a dance on Friday night. Miss Milford and I went with you.
Say, you're right. It was a college dance on Friday night. Oh, that was close. Thanks for putting me straight.
Yeah, that's all right. Glad to do it.
Well, this gives me plenty of time to arrange a little celebration. I know. We'll go dancing again.
That'd be nice.
Well, Bronco, whatever you do, don't let it go until the last minute. That's what upset Marjorie this morning. You hadn't mentioned the anniversary.
Oh, don't worry. I'll let Marge know I'm not forgetting our big Friday night the minute I get home. What kind of candy would you suggest, Mr. Peavy?
Well, the bonbons should do the trick. That's what kept Mrs. Peavy happy through July and most of August.
Oh, that'll be fine. Wrap up a box for me.
Very well.
Now you're clicking, Bronco.
And, Mr. Peavy, I want to buy a good cigar for the man who understands the feminine mind better than anybody else.
Oh, thank you, Bronco, but I don't smoke.
He's talking about me.
Did you tell Mr. Bronco, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yes, I got him all straightened out on the date, Bertie.
Yes, sir. Then we'll have the big dinner Friday night.
You bet.
Miss Marjorie sure was upset thinking he might forget the date.
Well, I've covered every base, Bertie. I told him to let Marge know he's planning for Friday night the minute he gets home. He's loaded with gifts, and he's taking her dancing.
Hello, Unky.
Yeah, Marjorie.
What's this about dancing?
Dancing? Who said anything about dancing? You're talking about Bertie's cousin in Lansing.
Ooh.
Yeah, Bertie, let's not pretend you don't know him.
No, sir. Dancing, Lansing. I ain't got no cousin.
Well, Marjorie, have you been feeling better this afternoon?
Oh, wonderful, Unky. Of course, I still feel a little guilty about doubting Bronco.
Yeah, believe me, my dear, that boy isn't forgetting anything.
Oh, I know he isn't. Uncle Mort, am I being silly placing so much importance on our first date?
No. You're just in love.
Well, silly or not, I'm so excited I can hardly wait until Sunday night.
Yes, Sunday night. I thought you said Friday night.
Oh, no. Our first date was on October 21st. It just happened to be on a Friday night, and we went dancing.
But, Marjorie.
The day to remember is October 21st, and that's next Sunday. Our day.
Excuse me, Marjorie, I have to run downtown again.
Hey, Marge, I'm home.
Uh-oh, too late.
Hello, Bronco.
Hiya, Marge, honey. Say, do I have a lot to talk to you about?
Oh, you do?
How can I make him keep his mouth shut?
I've spent the whole day making a few plans for you and me in the very near future.
Bronco?
Now, Mr. Gildersleeve, let me have a word with my little wife.
But...
Marge, you remember back a couple of years ago, before you were a blushing bride and I was just a blushing college boy?
Boy, is his face going to be red.
Oh, I'll never forget, Bronco.
For a whole semester, I'd been sitting across the aisle from you in biology class. Of course, at that time, you didn't know I had my eye on you.
Oh, yes, I did.
Pardon me, Bronco.
Yeah, that's all right, Mr. Gildersleeve. We'll excuse you.
Yeah, I don't want to be excused.
Marge, I finally worked up enough courage to ask you for a date.
Oh, and I couldn't refuse to go out with such a handsome boy.
Oh, Marge.
Bronco, why don't you ask her for another date, such as Sunday night?
Mr. Gildersleeve, don't try to confuse me.
Yes, but...
Marge, would you be interested in having a date with a fellow biology student?
Well, my uncle is very particular about my boyfriends, but what do you have in mind?
Bronco?
I want to take you out on Friday night.
Zeke.
Friday night?
That's right, to celebrate the anniversary of our first date.
Oh, my goodness.
Marge? Marge, what's wrong? Oh, I get it. You're happy because I remembered.
Hanson, you don't even know when we had our first date.
Well, I do, so it was on a Friday. Wasn't it, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, yes, I thought so. But Marjorie brought up a very interesting point.
If you cared the least little bit about me, you'd remember that our first date was October 21st.
Marge, it so happens that I distinctly remember it was a Friday night.
Oh, Friday night doesn't mean anything. You don't celebrate Christmas on the same day of the week every year. It always comes on December 25th.
She's right, Bronco.
Mr. Gildersleeve, don't you have to go turn off somebody's water?
Oh, Bronco.
Folks, but the twins want to see their mom and papa.
Hello, kids. Marjorie, believe me,
Don't speak to me. I had a feeling this morning that this was going to happen.
Now you two have upset the twins.
I didn't do it.
Oh, come to Mother.
I'll Take Ronnie. There. Now, that's all they wanted, just to be with their mom and papa. Look at that. They don't care what day you met. The important thing is that you met.
Yeah. Aren't they cute? Yeah, I never saw a girl look more like her mother, and a boy look more like his father. Two fine children.
Oh, I guess it doesn't really make much difference when we had our first date, does it, Bronco?
Well, there's one date I'll never get mixed up on. The day these little rascals were born. Huh? Huh, baby? Yes, sir. Washington's birthday.
What did you say?
I said they were born on Washington's birthday.
No, they weren't. They were born the day before, weren't they, Unky?
Oop, pardon me, I have to go turn off somebody's water.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just 30 seconds. If the folks at your house eat lots of sandwiches, make sure they have the best sandwich filler you can buy. Keep stocked with Velveeta, Kraft's golden pasteurized processed cheese food. Velveeta, with its fine, rich, yet mild cheddar cheese flavor, gives you a delicious sandwich. And Velveeta makes sandwiches mighty nourishing, too, because it's rich in important food values from milk. So make it your handy helper for hearty, good-eating sandwiches and snacks. Get the cheese food of finest quality, Velveeta, made only by Kraft.
Gee whiz, Unc, what makes Marge and Bronco act so goofy?
What do you mean, goofy?
Well, getting all excited about remembering some old date. They got rocks in their heads.
No, my boy, let's be tolerant. After all, Marjorie and Bronco are young. They're just inexperienced, excitable kids, that's all.
Oh?
Certainly. They do silly, childish things. It isn't until a person reaches my age that he gains a full measure of poise, good sense. Look at me. You don't see me fluttering around, getting excited about trivial things. I'm a rock of Gibraltar.
Yeah. Hey, fire trucks!
Fire trucks! Say, they're going down our street. Hurry up, Leroy. Here, there are the lights. Grab some coats. Let's see where it is.
I'm coming, Gibraltar! Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is partially transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Dick Crenna, Lee Keel, Earl Ross, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying good night for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of those famous Kraft quality foods. Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
You know, it takes three things to make a sandwich. The bread, then meat or cheese or egg, whatever you like best, in between. And the third thing is, a touch of real mustard. For when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. That is, if it's Kraft's prepared mustard. There are two kinds, you know. Kraft salad mustard, mild and delicately spiced, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. Have both on hand for different tastes, different uses. Remember, when you add just a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. Get Kraft's prepared mustard.
Groucho Marx, you bet your life he's next on NBC.